Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, October 9th, 2025, and I am on day 9 of my winter arc. It is a very slow, on the colder side arc, but I'm working every day at my goals and what I'm trying to do, and I'm implementing a Miracle Morning program that I talked about in my last video. If you haven't ever read The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod, I highly recommend that book. It's a fantastic book. You can also listen to it on an audiobook, but I always recommend reading over listening to an audio. At least for me, I feel like I retain it more. But it's a fantastic book, and I highly recommend the process that they talk about in there. But in this video, I want to talk to you about, I guess, it's so hard because there's so many different things, but one thing that I'm doing right now, okay, and that is in a lot of different areas of my life, it's about discipline. So I've talked on this channel before about fasting. Fasting's very important. I fast every day. I try to do 18 to 20 hours. A lot of times lately, if I'm being honest, it's been more 16 to 18 hours. It's usually like nothing in the morning and stopping the night before early around 8 o'clock or so, nothing until like 5, 6 o'clock the next day. So it's been hard, especially when you introduce emotional eating and, you know, trying to not drink caffeine and whatever, right? You introduce all these different elements to what you're trying to do. Sometimes you have vices and whatever, right? I happen to be an emotional eater. So if I'm going through like a rough time, then a lot of times I'll emotionally eat or whatever the case is. But what I'm doing right now is it's going to be twofold. I want to prepare, this sounds crazy to a lot of people, but I want to prepare to do a long fast. I'm not going to say how long, but I want to really ruminate on that a little bit. But what I want to do for 30 days is to go all raw, do all raw foods. I've done that in the past and I've never felt better. The only reason I actually was on such a good grind with eating raw foods. I mean, granted, I was 21. Yeah, I was 22, I would say. But it was a couple months before I got pregnant with my second daughter. And it was after when I was breastfeeding my second daughter. I was eating predominantly raw foods and I felt amazing. Granted, early 20s, a little different, but then 38. But it's something that I want to go back to, not only for the health aspect, just feeling good, eliminating things that are messy in my diet, like a lot of like grains and things like that. Like I want to stay away from that stuff. And I'm finding that I haven't liked pasta in years. And I've been finding recently that I'm craving more pasta. It could be because I need more carbs, but I really just want to switch over to predominantly raw foods. And then after the 30 days, easing into a long extended fast. I'm in a position right now. I'm not working in the field. It's not taking up a lot of energy. I'm able to do that. And again, it's not doing these things isn't to see the results, right? It isn't to be like, oh, I went from this weight to this weight. It's not always to see that. And honestly, the people that do that, a lot of times it's why it doesn't last. You know, it's like I've built a lot of habits in the last 2 years that have stuck. Some haven't stuck, but a lot of them have, because I try to look at what I'm doing and have more of a meaning than just like weight loss or just like aesthetics or whatever. So when it comes to fasting, when it comes to eating, you know, raw fruits and vegetables, whatever, it's more or less for the health aspect, of course, but don't mind my dog in the back. And this is a horribly unflattering angle. I did not get a lot of sleep last night. I was working a lot today. So anyway, moving forward, it's not only for that, but it's for the discipline behind it, because discipline like drives everything. I'm going to keep this video short. Discipline is everything in your life. A lot of people talk about it, right? They'll talk about, I see all of these like videos and stuff on Instagram, and like I save a lot that I find motivational, because I do find that platform can be very helpful to people. But a lot of times it's fluff. A lot of times people are just talking smack. They don't really mean what they say. And that's another thing with being disciplined. It's like, just look around you. Look at how undisciplined people are. And I don't mean this as an attack on anyone, because you can have your own personality, be into your own thing. Maybe you're not into health and wellness or fitness or whatever it is. Maybe you're into Roblox, whatever the hell it is, right? But everybody can do their own thing. But when it comes to like discipline, it really does. It's one trait that is so essential to have. It's so difficult to curate, but once you have it, it's not like it can stay into one area. It's not like I can be just disciplined with my eating, because that it bleeds into other areas, and it's a very, very beneficial bleed, and you know, for lack of a better word. But what I want to do is just become more disciplined. And I talked about this in one of my videos, not being like a 45 dayer, you know, actually staying with the program, actually doing what I'm saying I'm going to do. That's why they say the gyms, right? The gyms are bustling, you know, January. By the end of mid-February, there's like at least a 40% dip. By the end of April, most people that started a membership aren't going anymore. And that just is the nature of things. You have to be disciplined. We are animals at the end of the day. We're intelligent animals, but we are animals. You know, we have different thought processes and things like that, but you have to really discipline yourself. It's the same thing with like caffeine, right? I talk about caffeine a lot. I've gotten a lot of nasty comments. I've gotten a lot of positive comments, but I've gotten a lot of nasty comments, people saying I'm neurotic, this, that, and the third, like, caffeine's not an issue. It's, it's moderation. For someone like me, moderation doesn't work. It's not a thing for me. It's a slow death for me. It affects me negatively. Caffeine I have a very bad reaction to drinking coffee. But why would I every day, even if it gives me a little kick or whatever, why would I keep doing that to myself just because I get a little, za into my work? Like, I'm not doing that. The discipline is to stay away from that stuff, create a body and create an atmosphere, that you're able to thrive in whatever condition that's thrown at you sober, and not that caffeine is not sober, but it's not exhausting your adrenal glands, when you're not taking it. So it's in my opinion, it's very important to be disciplined. Find something that you're disciplined in and stick to it. Another thing is cell phone use. It's a big problem for everyone. It's a huge problem, even for someone like me, and I was an adult when cell phones were becoming a thing, like with iPhones and things like that. And it is something that has people by the throat. You have a chokehold, an absolute chokehold on it. People, that's another video, but that's another thing that I want to do. All transparency, I got the light phone 3 months ago. I have not set it up. I keep having these BS reasons. Oh, I need to do this from a union. I need to do, no, it's done. Like, I'm still going to make videos. I'm going to carry my iPhone around, but I was doing good with the light phone too, until I switched back to my iPhone, and it sucks you in. It's designed to suck you in. That's another video, but be disciplined. Okay. And I just want to share this with you. It's also as a marker for myself. I am going to make these videos because I want human interaction. I'm not looking for, whatever. I'm not looking to get likes or to get, points. It's more or less for me. And there's a humbling aspect of these videos, which is again, another reason why I'm in an unflattering. Well, and that's not why it's just an unflattering light, no makeup, my shirt, my puppy in the back, but it's a real life angle, right? No filter, #no filter, but I'm sure you can tell. All right. Anyway, I will let you guys go. I'll check you back on the next video. And, just, I guess, a takeaway is discipline is one of the most important character traits you can have. It's one of the most important things that you can have that you can lose in a second if you stop being at it. Discipline you do for life. Find something, stick to it, and watch what happens in other areas of your life.